Welcome learners. Today, as a part of our discussion, we shall focus on the topic tourism systems. Let us first understand the objectives of this session. The first objective is to understand the conceptual approach of tourism system. Then we are going to study the significance of tourism environment in the operations of tourism system. And the third objective of our discussion is to highlight the role of linkages in tourism operations and its systems. And in the end, we will discuss the importance of push and pull factors in tourism operation. Tourism is one of the most important economic activity at the global level. The revenue generated from tourism has become an important source of income at the national level and also play a key role in the balance of payment for many countries and regions. Today, tourism has been recognized as a major contributor to the economic growth of any nation. As a result, in the last few decades, this discipline has been studied by a large number of experts and consultants. The main objective is to understand the composition and the dynamics of this sector, and based on the knowledge that we analyze, we are able to foresee the future behavior and the systems components associated with it. Therefore, tourism system is a basis for a great number of decision making. It involves number of operators, governing bodies at different levels in different parts of the world. Today, tourism has become an extremely dynamic system. With economic globalization, fast changing customer behavior, development of transportation and information technology, there are modifications in all forms of organization and people involved, which strongly influence this industry. In this scenario, an intensified marketing effort of all the tourism organizations are required to have a more effective approach in terms of destination management. So, with this background, let me discuss with you what is a tourism system. As I am sure you all must have read about the system, a system has certain features. For example, system has parts which are interconnected and interrelated. These connections change over a period of time and are dynamic in nature. The system is a part of a society and the environment, and all parts influence each other. Let me discuss with you an example of a car. A car is a system. It is made up of components which are interrelated. It's dynamic. It's always changing. Whenever you drive a car, you are in touch with the external environment. The car system has many components, like you have a wheel and a tire, which is interrelated. So, they influence each other. They are dynamic. There is tear and wear goes on. There is certain change. This car system receives influences from external environment. Sometimes we get problems while driving. It also influences the external environment in the form of its exhaust flames. So, the driving operation of a car is an interrelated process, and which involves both the internal and the external environment. From a structural point of view, a tourism destination can be seen as a system composed by a number of elements which share some kind of relationship. The system evolves by responding to both external and internal inputs. It may be also considered as a complex adaptive system. Therefore, a tourism destination comprises of number of elements. For example, the tourism operator, the support structure, public and private organizations and associations. All these elements have some kind of a relationship among themselves, and the possible non-linearities in these relationships are well known and have been discussed number of times in your text also. So, if we look at the tourism system, let us have a detailed discussion about the various aspects. The first point is it is a group of interrelated, interdependent and interacting elements. The three basic elements in this are the tourist, the second one is the geographical area, and the third one is the stakeholders in the tourism industry. All these together form a single functional structure in the operations of the tourism business. Now, if we wish to understand the tourism system from its holistic perspective, we need to understand the role of these factors and the relationship that comprise of and how it is different from a closed system. Tourism is an open system because this system interacts with the external environment and is influenced and responds to the changes in the environment. In other words, many people see tourism as an industry and do not understand that tourism as a system includes elements that are mutually interconnected as a part and work together to achieve a general goal. This system is an important aspects of the overall business operations. Now, let me discuss with you the role of tourists. The tourists are the actors in this system, as they are the one who initiate the act of travel, enjoy the experience and recount their fun memories. The other geographical elements in this model examines the source market for the tourism, which is also known as a traveler generating region, the transit route region consisting of activities and attractions to be visited en route, and the destination of visitors where the final motive for undertaking the journey is found. The travel generating region or the home region refers to the place where the tourists come from. It is the generating market which stimulates and motivates travel activities. The transit route, as I shared with you, includes both the short period of travel from their home region to the destination and other places on the way that the tourist might stop to visit. And the last element, the tourism destination, is the most important element in this whole system. It emphasizes what the sellers can do for the tourist. This also includes not only the physical aspects which are crucial to attract the tourist, but also the management of services which are helpful to enhance the image of the destination and motivate the visit. In other words, the tourist destination functions as a pull factor in the market and provides an area for most of the tourism activity. It attracts different kinds of tourists and provides tourism products which are in the form of quality of management and services and attractions. The tourist destination region is the place where the tourists can realize their temporal goal of travel and can have a memorable tourism experience. It provides them with the different types of tourism products and a stage on which planning and management strategies can be carried out. So, it's the core of the entire tourism system. After understanding these aspects, let us now understand how the overall system operates or the movement of the traveler from its home country to its host country through the various transit routes. In this system, an integral part of the overall activity is the transit route, which is an indispensable part of the tourism experience. The tourism producing region is the generating market for the tourism, and therefore it provides a push to stimulate and motivate the travel. Here the tourists search for information, booking and departure. The geographical aspect of this model is when we think of number of attractions and the businesses and organizations involved in providing tourism products. This model also enables us to understand the role of different travel agencies, the role of attractions, the importance of hospitality industry in a specific destination, and the importance of transport sector during the transit route. Each element of the tourism system cooperates and provides facilitates transactions, and has an impact on the overall activity of the tourist. So, in the broader sense, we can see that there are various aspects. The first aspect is the tourist, the second one is the travel generating region, the third one is the tourist destination region, the fourth aspect is the transit route region, and in the fifth, the most important aspect is the tourism industry, which comprises of range of businesses and organizations involved in delivering the tourism product. And in the end of this system, we have the socio, technological, legal, ecological context in which this system operates. This tourism system need to be managed with everybody's expectations and also will help to understand the impact of tourism industry on a specific area. So, just to give you a brief wind up about this system, we have now understood the tourists are the main actors in the system, and the destination where they wish to visit will significantly be affected by the cultural change as well as the change in the environment once the actual tourism happens. Now, in the second part of this presentation, let me take you to the role of external environment in managing a tourism system. The first important aspect of this external environment is the political factor. Political factors globally have a direct and a deep impact on tourism industry. In this today's changing government regimes worldwide, the impact of government policies and terrorism have a direct impact on the tourism operations. Political stability is good for the hospitality and tourism industry. Tourism flourishes in an environment which is free from turmoil. It cannot flourish in an environment of conflict and terror. A single terrorist event may affect tourism in an area for a prolonged period. Moreover, the status of military and security activities in a nation and the reputation of political landscape also affect the condition of tourism in that particular nation. The second most important factor is the economic factor, which is a major force behind the high demand for tourism sector globally. Today, the market is growing strongly and consumer spending is increasing. The disposable personal income is increasing and the average incomes have also risen. So, overall it is a positive sign for the tourism and hospitality industry. The economic situation is a signal that the industry will continue to flourish in coming years. The situation is healthy. There is a demand for new types of accommodation. New airlines are being launched, and at the global level, the economic factors play a very important role in terms of the state of tourism. If there is recession in an economic activity, then obviously tourism is directly affected. Otherwise, we find that in the terms of growth of economy, when the purchasing power of the traveler increases, economy is flourishing, customers will be able to spend more on leisure activities, then the demand for tourism will increase. The slowdown affects the pocket and therefore it has an impact on the industry. Under such conditions, the players including hotel brands and airlines are forced to cut down prices to meet the demands, which leads to reduced profits. So, we have to see nation-wise also about the level of economic development, and the various forecasts about Indian economy indicates that Indian economy is growing. It's coming up in a big way. The consumer market is very strong in India, and it is the 7th largest economy in the world in terms of its GDP. The GDP is expected to increase by financial year 2020, which indicates that the growth of demand for tourism will continue. Now, after studying economic factors, let us study the social factors. What are the social trends that shape the tourism industry? Consumer preferences are taking a shift nowadays. Their preferences have shifted in favor of a new type of accommodation. They wish to visit new destinations. Indian consumer market, with a population of 1.2 billion, requires new type of tourism products. India is a multi-ethnic, multilingual and multi-religious country. Therefore, it's the most attractive market at the global level. Today's standard of living is gradually improving. We are having nuclear families. There is a growth of middle class with good disposable income, and as a result of it, it's in fashion, it is in trend to go for tourism activities and spend more in terms of travel. After discussing the social aspect, let us discuss the role of technology. Technological factors have emerged as a major facilitator for the demand for tourism industry in the 21st century. From airlines to booking of car rentals, technology is the biggest influencer. Today, technology has facilitated communication and transfer of information, bridging the gap between several parts of the world. More and more tourists are now conducting research. They want to find out the best deal before they go for their booking. If there is a new destination which has emerged, then it's the rise of technology that has played a very important role. Today, hotels, airlines, online travel agencies are trying their best to serve the tourist up to their level. Therefore, technology is not only helping the tourist to make decision, but the hotel industry has also used this to increase its reservations. Social media and mobile technology are also affecting the tourist decisions. Today, mobile bookings, check-ins, messages, SMS are popular among all types of tourists. This technology has worked in the favor of both sellers and buyers, and new form of technology and new websites are being launched every day which affect the overall tourism system. Today, India is the most advanced technological countries in the world, and we are having a lot of access to data, information and connectivity through Facebook and various applications of Microsoft, which are very popular in India. India is also a key destination for outsourcing work, which leads to increase in the MICE tourism and growth of highly skilled workforce in India. It offers enormous opportunities for the entrepreneurs to embark upon their new projects, to come up with new business solutions. As a result of it, there is an immense demand for tourism activity. Now let us discuss about the role of environment. Sustainability is a key concern in tourism. Today, the focus has shifted to activities which are related to environmental friendly initiatives. United Nations had also recognized 2017 officially as an international year for sustainable tourism and development. So, as a tourist, we need to take into consideration the environmental concerns which are important for tourism operations and which directly affect the transport operators, the hotels and restaurant brands. Ecological impact point of view, water pollution, air pollution, waste management, all these are important concerns for tourism operators. The regulatory environment of the tourism industry is also complex because role of public security is an important concern. Apart from this, there are other laws that also influence this sector and are related with the overall operations of the airlines management or travel agency management. The legal pressures and challenges of tourism environment are quite important. Today, airlines are forced to make a lot of changes to make the air travel safer, and many of the local brands are adhering to the laws of different nations if they are expanding their operations. Along with this, role of crime, importance of the type of activities tourism is engaged in are also important in managing the overall tourism system. So, we have understood that tourism system is a complex area which requires an interaction with the external environment and has various implications, for example, the socio-political, economic and the technological and the legal environment affects the tourism system and its operations in a particular nation. Now, after discussing the external environment, let me take you to the second part of the tourism system, which is related with the role of motivation in the selection of the destination and in the choice of the destination by a tourist. Now, let's understand what motivation is. Motivation appears when a person wants to fulfill a specific need. In terms of tourism, motivation commonly refers to the push and pull factors that affect the visitor's behavior. Motivation of the tourist stems from the domain of human psychology. It is the satisfaction forming factor. The factor of motivation can be categorized into two types. The internal factors of motivation. Internal factors are direct and they integrate a person's behavior and influence his decision for traveling. These factors are also known as intrinsic factors. For example, many people consider tourism as a way of satisfying their psychological needs, such as traveling, performing leisure activities, exploring new areas, self-expression, creativity, need for relaxation and belongingness. So, these intrinsic factors affect the choice of destination and drives the tourist to opt for a tourism with an intangible reward such as fun, assurance and fulfill its other needs. The other aspect of the intrinsic motivation is the attitude of the tourist, which comprises of the knowledge of the person, the place he belongs to, the positive and negative feelings about the tourism activity, tourist perception. By observing, listening and getting knowledge, a tourist form a perception about the place, attraction or an object, value or belief system, the code of conduct which is acceptable personally and socially, and also the personality of the tourist. The nature and the physique of the tourist play an important role towards motivation in tourism. So, as a service provider, I must be very clear that whenever there is a choice for a tourism destination, there are both external and internal factors. The external factors that influence the tourist are related to the various aspects of the environment in which they belong to. These external factors are also known as extrinsic motivation. They pull them towards certain decision making related to tourism. The extrinsic factors refer to the various external factors such as money and the need to feel competent on the scale of expenditure and performance. The various aspects are the place of origin. The grooming of the tourist depend upon the place of his origin. For example, in certain sections of India, people prefer to travel only with their family based on their social structure, whereas when you look at travelers from US or UK, they prefer to travel alone. The age of the tourist and the social background also plays a very important note. Today, the families are having nuclear structure with double income. They tend to opt for long distance, extravagant tourism rather than a joint family travel plan. Very less people are interested in going for a long term activity and they prefer to go to their home country. The background of the tourist also affects the choice of the destination. For example, the younger ones are more interested in going to adventure activities or to places in US such as Disneyland rather than the senior citizens. The cultural background of the tourist also affects the choice, place, events and different types of tourism. In addition, friends and relatives who have visited the places earlier are also an important factor that motivates a tourist to select a specific destination. The role of market also affects the choice of destination. Changes in the value of currency, political situations, economic well-being of the country influence the decision of the tourist. So, we have now understood that from the tourism point of view, motivation plays a very important role. Intrinsic and extrinsic motivation plays a crucial role in managing the tourism activities. Now, let me take you to the push and pull factors or its framework that are important in terms of managing the tourism system. Push and pull factors have been widely explained and accepted to understand the travel motivators. In simple words, push factors are the motives that drive the tourist away from his home, and pull factors are the motives in which drive a tourist towards a destination. For example, if you are from a specific city, let's say you're from Jaipur and you wish to visit Delhi. So, in this choice of the destination, the push and pull factors will play a very important role. The factors are related to a number of activities. The push factor is the socio-physiological visitor contract that affects their motivation to visit an attraction and a destination. The reasons could be many. The pull factors are the factors that attract them to a new place to visit or a specific destination. Now, let me explain you with certain examples about these two factors that encourage an individual to move away from their home settings and experience tourism activities. The attributes of the places which attract or pull towards them. Now, certain examples of push factors are original related, they can be intangible, it could be intrinsic desire of an individual such as desire for escape, rest and relaxation, health and fitness, adventure, social interaction. It could be related with prestige. For example, some people visit certain destinations to increase their social image. The main objective or the motive to see the destination could be, let's say, to experience the 7 wonders of the world, to impress the family and friend, to enhance the relations. They wish to visit different types of places to enhance their communication with the local community. They wish to understand the customs and traditions and participate in new activities and appreciate the cultural resources. Another aspect of push factors could be seeking relaxation, where people are looking forward to adventure activities, getting away from the stress of everyday life to a sunny location on a beach, or probably due to certain reasons that they want to relax physically as advised by the doctor, or to find thrill and excitement, to visit the places they have never visited below. So, these are some of the factors which help them to take decisions and understand and plan their itinerary. So, as a result of it, they may visit them for a short period of time. The motive of travel may be to visit friends and relatives also, which is an important integral part of the tourism activity. Let me give you more examples of push factors such as sightseeing variety. People wish to travel to new places because they want to see the beautiful natural environment of different countries. Some of them would like to take activity as a fashion photographer. They may visit to different countries. They may also visit to certain unknown tourism spots and explore the cultural resources. A set of tourists may visit to fulfill their spiritual need. There are places in the world that hold religious importance for many people. So, religious travel is also an important aspect. They wish to visit a temple or visit a town where the Prophet were born. So, all these factors are the ones which are related with the decision to travel, to reconnect with the spiritual root, to relax spiritually, to gain knowledge. People want to travel because they wish to learn about other societies and to see the difference between their culture and other culture. They want to learn new languages, new lifestyle. For example, food tourism, culinary tourism is also coming up in a big way. So, the purpose of the visit could be to increase the knowledge about the foreign destination, to experience different types of traditions, participate in festival activities, and to see how people live. So, these are some of the push factors. Now, pull factors are those factors which emerge as a result of the attractiveness of the destination, as it is perceived by the traveler, which includes the tangible resources as well as the traveler's perception and expectations. So, it is the image of the destination and the marketing activities associated with that play an important role in the pull factor. So, pull factors could be events and activities which are organized at the destination, which can act as a pull factor to attract the many tourists. For example, you have a film show or you have a week, there could be activities for the entire family, entertainment. Shopping has also emerged as one of the major component in this, nightlife, amusements, access to local areas, access to areas which are safe, convenient and affordable. So, when we are selecting a particular destination, we take into account the affordability of the tourism destination, the safety, convenience of visa, value for money. Along with this, a traveler is also interested in the history and culture, the activities that are available which help them to authentically represent and understand the destination. People travel to these places to explore the historical background, art and architecture. They wish to seek variety in terms of the cultural lifestyle, museums, the important overall geographical area, the way of life, and also they wish to experience the traditional fun loving activities, outdoor activities, and in certain cases it could be adventure, where I am traveling to remote, exotic and possibly a difficult area. So, I am involved in mountaineering, trekking, bungee jumping, mountain biking and so many other activities. As a tourist, I may be interested in natural resources. People travel to specific destinations to explore, understand fragile and protected areas. There is low impact of human population. They visit natural resources. They visit beautiful beaches. So, now we have understood that there are two dynamics that operates the push and the pull factor in the operations of tourism system. Today in India, we are offering customized tours, we are offering cookery classes, we have offered the concept of village tourism, we are investing a lot on adventure sports activities. So, all these are being promoted through our online business with number of startups who have an entrepreneurial spirit to attract and the tourist to decide about the type of tourism they are interested in. So, if we look at the entire tourism system, we find that along with the external environment and the push and pull factors, today India is providing lot of information through its travel services, through various blogs which are available on internet to attract the foreign tourists and to help them to decide and plan an itinerary for visiting India in a big way. Along with this, at the end of domestic tourism, we are also working towards religious tourism. We have come up with various circuits for the promotion of spiritual tourism and developing special iconic sites to promote both the domestic and foreign tourists. But this requires the support of both the state government and the national government. In Delhi, we have promoted in a big way bread and breakfast accommodation. Homestay accommodations are emerging as a popular option. And in Rajasthan and places of Gujarat, we have also promoted palaces and havelis as a part of heritage tourism. And there is an increase in the homestays in hilly areas of India. So, constant innovation and sincere effort is going on in India to tap this potential of tourism. It's the 7th largest country in the world and it has right now 37 World Heritage Sites as per the UNESCO list. So, it has a huge potential to scale up the tourism industry and to continuously improve its competitiveness in terms of the tourist inflow. However, we need to work on certain areas. We need to work on our infrastructure, about the safety concern of the tourist and to come up with more effective marketing strategies. So, I hope that in this session you have now understood that tourism system is a dynamic system which has number of levels, and at each level the stakeholders play a very important role. Thank you.